Hello teachers. So I'd like to share this format of lesson plan with you, which you can use to design any lesson that you are going to deliver in your classroom. I have taken for reference this book, which can be used in grade 6 in Nepal, Social Studies and Population Education. And I have taken a sample lesson called Introduction to Our Economic Activities, in which the major objective of this lesson is for the students to be able to describe the economic activities in Nepal. I have already spent some time in preparing for this lesson, and I'd like to share with you how I could use this format very quickly. So first thing first, while developing a lesson plan, the question that I ask myself is, relating to this topic, what do students already know about it? Well, these students are about 10, 11 years old. So they definitely understand that money is required to buy something. And when they buy, the money goes out and some good or service comes in. They also probably know that it either requires some saving amount, or the parents or somebody elder in the family need to go work and get paid. They probably also have some idea definitely about professions and employment, maybe not the big words, but the concept behind it. What they don't know, first of all, is the economic activity, as in big terms. And probably they know how a family can run or an individual can run, but when it comes to a society or a district or a country, probably that's a little new thing for them as to how different economic activities relate to the entire country. Hence, by delving into these details a little bit, I am somewhat clear about the background and what students already know and what they don't know. Now, while preparing for a lesson, the second question that I ask myself is, what is the major objective, or what is the expected outcome of this lesson? And as already mentioned, the major expected outcome of this lesson is for students to be able to describe the economic activities of Nepal, and maybe share that tourism, agriculture and foreign employment are major activities, and maybe also a little bit define something about each of these activities. So these are the objectives of this lesson. Again, going back to the format, if it is an 80-minute lesson, probably this is one way the lesson can be divided. You start with warm-up, then you go to one activity and another activity, maybe one more activity, and you don't end the lesson without a sum-up. And for each time chunk that we have, there is a teacher activity. What is the teacher going to do? And what content? What are the students going to do during that time? Is there any learning aid that's going to be used? It can be just a book or a copy. It can be some real objects. It can be video. It can be some chart paper. And how do I conclude this activity in order to go into another activity? So in this case, what I have done for the warm-up is, as a teacher, I will go with a few questions that they already know. For example, how do their parents get money? On what different items do they spend money? Well, these are probably some first couple of questions to ask. And the content is family transaction. The student activities, they will answer these questions and elaborate a little bit with examples orally. Learning aids in this case is nothing required. I'm just prepared with the questions. Now, feedback and remarks is that this is going to be related to their daily life, and I'm going to include whatever comes out as an economic activity when I go to the next activity. So that's my plan for the first warm-up. Now second, in order to take it one step further, I can ask, as a teacher, I can ask students to do a role play in which, based on the same questions in warm-up, so they will play a role of a buyer and a seller. That's what I will be managing. The content is basically the same, getting involved in some economic activity, which is buy and sell. Student activities, they will plan and come up with a role play, and they will do that in groups on their own, during which as a teacher I will supervise them and offer support as necessary. In this case, the learning aids would be some dummy notes, and some real items, which also could be dummy, such as chocolates or pens, pencils, and any other stationery, which is very common here. So during this activity, students do role play and they experience it one more time. I'm sure many students have done it in the real world, but then even in class they can relate that experience when they do role play. And that can move to now the lesson here, wherein if so many people do these activities, what kind of economic activity are they involved in? And how do societies or the country in general get involved in some common activities? For which my third activity is going to be to ask students to read this lesson, the first 3 paragraphs first. So in this activity, as a teacher, I'll ask them to read. The content is core economic activities. The students' activity is they will read, and after they read, they will discuss with each other. The learning aid is this book, page number 159. And the feedback remark is, to conclude this activity, I will also ask them to summarize what they have understood. So this is one example where I started with a warm-up. I got them to do a role play. I got them to read the book and write a summary. And finally, when I go to, I could do one more extension activity here. But because this is a quick lesson plan, I'd like to draw your attention to sum up. So what do I do in the sum up? So generally, I want to make sure that those students who are involved in some question answer session, role play session, reading and writing session, I don't want them to be lost in those activities. I want them to realize that there was an expected outcome of this lesson, which I'll ask them in the form of a question in the sum up, in the form of a quiz, in other words. For example, so in your understanding, what are some very common economic activities in Nepal? Because they have already gone through this book and they have read and they have written, so I definitely expect that some students at least will be able to answer these questions. And if there is anything remaining that I feel necessary, I can add as in the form of a summary and thank them for that interesting class. So teachers, so this is the format I shared with you, and the example was something quick for you to understand how this format can be exactly used. I hope you will try and use this format for your upcoming lessons, and in doing so, if you find that you still have doubts, concerns, or you have any similar or different opinions, please feel free to write down in comments, and I will try my best, and I'll definitely be happy to be a part of that discussion. Thank you very much for being with me.